Today our task is very simple. We are going to look at the VLOOKUP. If you can do the VLOOKUP, then you can do any other lookup function. You can do the HLOOKUP. So this is going to be a very short video, so I'll go straight into the calculations. So we have our data array. This is our table for the data or the VLOOKUP, and this is where we are going to do our calculations. So one thing to take note is I have converted this area into a table. How did I do that? So I just go to insert, then this is table. That's for what I've done. Select table. So for example, you want to convert this area into a table, just select, go to insert, choose table, then you specify if your data has got some color, some headings, choose my data is headings, then you click OK. Then your data will appear like this in form of a table. This will help you to in your calculations. It makes replication easier. Now we're going to do the calculations. So some of these things I will explain as we go. So we going to put our equal sign because we need to look for the value, English value here. So given a grade, I need an English value. Given a grade, I need a science value. Then one other thing to take note is I have marks for the students who are in blue. So these are more likely to be male students. So only these ones in blue are the ones that have got the grades. The ones in white, they don't have the grades yet. So the female students. So I'll also explain as we proceed. Now to start our function, you should be familiar with the VLOOKUP. So equal to, just type VLOOKUP, so it starts to appear here. Choose your function, then this will be your guideline for your VLOOKUP. So you need a lookup value, table array, column index, range lookup. So those are the items that we need to know about the VLOOKUP 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's look at each and every item. So lookup value, this is the lookup value. So if I look up for a grade, I should get the mark. So my data is converted into a table like I have specified here. So this is why it is appearing like this. So my data value is, my lookup value is in B14. So after that, press a comma on your keyboard, then you choose your table array. Table array, that's my data. So I'm going to select where I'm going to get the marks. So select everything except the headings. Then the next thing is I have to make sure that this data is absolute. So to make it absolute or to make it constant, I use function plus F4 on my keyboard. So my keyboard is like this. So this is the function key and this is F4. These are the two keys that I'm hitting, function and F4. So that would lock my array. If you don't lock your array, then you are more likely to get the other values. You are actually going to get the other values wrong. So the first calculation will be correct, but the remaining values will be wrong as you replicate. Then after that, move on to the next item on our table, on our VLOOKUP. So we've got the table array. Now we are done. Comma, don't forget to put a comma after each and every item. So the next one we are guided, we need a column index. What's the column index? Column index, you are going to you are being asked, you are looking for an English value. So in your table array, your English value is in which column? So it's in column 1, 2. So my English value is in column number 2. So I'm just going to put 2, then press comma on my keyboard again. The last item for the VLOOKUP is the range lookup. So we just have true or false. So true means you want an approximate value, but here I just need a exact match, so I'm just going to choose false. So I always choose false. Then that's the end of the lookup. So you just press enter. So the other calculations have been done for us because I have converted my data into a table quite easy. So for the sake of consolidating, I'll just quickly do the same for science. So I hope you're following through. VLOOKUP. So choose your lookup, then lookup value. So this is my value. If I look up for D, table array, select table array. Make sure you lock your table array, so make it absolute. If your keyboard is like mine, just hit function and F4, these two keys at the same time. But if it's different, try to hit F4 only, and it's supposed to lock. So function F4. Then to lock my range, comma, you move on to column index. So column index, we discussed about that. We are saying we are looking for the science value from this table. So science is in which column? 1, 2, 3. It's in column 3. Comma again. After the comma, the last item to put is false, because we want an exact match. Then you press enter. Now we have done the calculations, but I'm saying I have the marks for the boys for now, but I don't have marks for the girls. So this error message that is coming out is NA, so there's a missing value. So this doesn't look nice in my data for now because I don't have the marks. But so to clean up this unfamiliar error, we can just put the message that is clear to everyone. So to do that, we are going to use the if function. So I can just go on here, start the if function, add it within the function that we have. But for the sake of progress, for the sake of helping everyone to understand, I will redo the whole function and make use of the if function. So I'm going to delete. So I hope you will recall our VLOOKUP, because we are going to use it again, but inside an if function. So I'll start my if function. If, so that's my if. So if function is got the guideline again. So a logical test, that's our condition. So our condition for now is if I'm choosing this value, if this value is empty, so empty is represented by double quotes. So if this value is empty, comma, what is going to happen? Value if true. Then I'm going to say inside speech marks, I'm going to say missing grade, and then I'll close my speech marks. Then comma, if false. If false means if it's not empty. So if it's not empty, then I'm going to start my VLOOKUP. Just repeating what we've been doing. So lookup value, this is my lookup value, comma, then table array, highlight your table array. Don't forget to lock your cells, function, and F4, comma, then column index, English value in my data table is in column number 2, comma, then the last item is true or false. So I'm going to choose false. Then at this time I have opened how many brackets? This if bracket and the VLOOKUP bracket. So make sure you have to close the 2 brackets. So make sure you're closing the 2 brackets. If you don't close the 2 brackets, you can have an error. Press enter. So this time it's looking nice, isn't it? We have where there is a grade, the mark is given. Where there is no grade, there is a user-friendly, a more friendlier message which is saying missing grade. So we can go on to do the same for science. Should be simple, isn't it? Equals to if, then you start your logical test. If this value is equal to empty, So empty is represented by open quotes, comma. If it's true that it's empty, then I'm going to do this in speech marks, missing grade, and that has to be in speech marks as well because that's text. Comma. If it's false, if it's not empty, if this cell is not empty, what is going to happen? So I'm going to start my VLOOKUP. So starting my VLOOKUp, lookup value, that's my lookup value, comma, then table array, that's my table array. Look your value, your table is to be logged, comma, column index, so science is in column number 3 this time, comma, true or false, we are saying we are choosing false. So remember, we've opened 2 brackets for the if, one for the if, one for the VLOOKUP. So close the 2 brackets. You press enter. So that's it. So ladies and gentlemen, try to do the lookup, try to use the if function